Hey guys, what is up? So if you guys know me, you know that I'm into books a lot and I read almost a book a week. And so for this week, I started reading and was done with this book. It's called How to Become a Rainmaker, The Rules for Getting and Keeping Customers and Clients. So this book is about sales. So I thought to myself, why not make a short YouTube video for my top 10 ideas on selling and taken from this book. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first off, what is a rainmaker? A rainmaker is a person who makes it rain constantly, as in success. And this book says that if you follow the strategies, you will not only raise your eyebrows, but you will also raise your income levels as well. So before making any sale or outreach, ask yourself this question. Why should this customer do business with us? Now keep this answer in your back of your mind, and this will be your guide. And depending on how much benefits and positivity you can provide to this customer, your levels of enthusiasm will skyrocket the more that you believe that you can bring them results. In other words, the more certain you think you are that you're able to bring them results, the more likely it is that you will succeed in doing that sale. Then, customers don't care about you. They don't care why you're late, why your product wasn't shipped, or how you don't know how a certain thing works. What they only want is that you bring them results. So you're the expert, so be the expert that you are. Okay, third, fish where the big fish are. Go to the places where you can get fish and don't worry about the hook, the bait, or the boat. You just need to know that you're approaching the right customers and that they are 100% fit for your product or services, and that's how you know that you're definitely going to make the sale happen. Okay, so this is a killer sales question according to the author that he says will guarantee you get 90% meetings and appointments. So what you need to do is that when you're on a call with someone, ask them, do you have your appointment calendar handy? Okay, so for the fifth element, you should show the customer the relevant problems and do a brief analysis. For example, you can tell them something like, based on the customer lifetime value, each new customer will be worth X amount to you. Now, would you want to listen to what strategies we got to offer and then decide for yourself if they make sense to you? Now, this last line is what really makes this line good, because they need to decide for themselves, and you're telling that to them. And if they do like what you have to offer, then they're very not unlikely that they will say no, because as human beings we don't like to contradict ourselves. And if you really have something good to offer them and they do decide for themselves, then they will most likely say yes. Okay, for number 6, you should treat everybody you know as a potential customer. Everyone knows someone that knows someone who might actually be fit for your product or service. You just never know who your next client might be. So just treat everyone you know as a potential customer. Okay, so for number 7, if a customer asks you, there are many companies out there who offer the same services or products as you do, so why should we do business with you? You answer something like, yeah, there are good companies out there, or this company is really good at what they do, but would you like to know our points of differences? Then they will say yes, and afterwards you just mention your competitive advantages as well as what makes you special. Now, because you said, would you like to know our points of differences, the customer would listen and hear what you have to say, and they will really think about what you have just said as in your competitive advantages, because you told them that that is your point of differences and what makes you kind of stand out from your competition and do things better. Alright, so for number 8, ask your customer something like, why don't you give it a try? Now, this is a killer sales question because it already assumes that the customer has your product kind of or your service, and all they have to do now is just go ahead and try it, and they most likely will do that. Okay, so for number 9, it's kind of weird, but I do actually agree with what the author says. and that is try closing a prospect always on a Friday afternoon. Now why is that? That is because usually on Fridays the prospect is much more likely to be happy because it's the end of the week, and they're much more likely to be relaxed and excited for the weekend, and they would already have plans on what they're going to do. And at this time they're much likely to be less defensive and have less objections. Okay, so for the last one, which is number 10, it is that if you are meeting with a prospect, always make sure to dress in the best possible way and avoid the business casual, because it's become boring and really casual. And also pay attention to the little details, and you gotta make sure that you look extremely sharp, crisp, and on the ball, because you need to look like an expert. Now this is especially important if you're doing B2B sales. And also, if you're meeting in person, make sure to have a good hairstyle and look well groomed. And if you're selling online by Skype or Zoom, make sure you have a good clear background that displays professionality, as well as have a good webcam and a great audio as well, because you would really need those things to make you look crisp, sharp, and clear. Nobody wants to do business with an amateur who displays no professionality. So guys, I hope you enjoyed these tips from this sales book. Now if you have any good tips for selling, make sure to comment them down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.